How's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode... Is it 8 now? Is it episode 8? Holy shit.
All the pies.
Episode 8, Thors-Kin podcast. This is Jimmy, here with my usual co-host, podcast wife, bitch, Al. How you doing, mate? You alright?
Hello. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks, Jimmy. Great, thanks.
Yes, so...
episode 8.
Yeah. So, we're kind of doing this a little bit early this week because we've got busy weekends ahead of us. It's my girlfriend's 30th, so plans.
She survived.
Shit needs doing. Yeah, it's gonna be a week of I have to do absolutely everything, and whatever I do is going to be wrong. It's not going to be good enough. I hope she doesn't listen to the podcast. Shit, I'm going to be single. But no, it's
More Jimmy coming.
Yeah, it's been a good week, man. It's I need to get back out and get to the cinema again because I'm not going to lie, you wouldn't think I'd do a film, cinema, gaming based podcast because I've spent about 3 minutes on my consoles. I've spent no time in the cinema, so I'm kind of going in a little bit dry on this one. But I've got you, man. Get me through it. Yeah, pull my weight.
I got you back, and do you know what? Actually, the last week or so, I've been to see it. And I've rewatched Stranger Things, ready for October, which is going to be season 2.
Stranger Things is so good. Do you know what? Like when you said that you wanted to talk about it, I had 2 seconds of really. It's really old, but then I thought, no, the season 2's inbound, and it deserves to be talked about. So yeah, we're going to go into that. Usual dickhead of the week. I hear you've got something lined up. Is it a good one?
Oh yeah, I've got something lined up. It's a juicy one. It's juicy.
Yeah, and then
that's how we like it.
We're going to be getting around to superhero bar fight as well. So it's going to be a jam-packed motherfucker.
My favorite. I think we should have a new segment on our show called The Dickhead Next Door.
Oh, are we going to be getting personal? We said we keep it from getting personal, Al.
I've just had such a hard week. It's hard not to. I'm not going to mention too much about it because I did do a new bitching corner, but itching corner.
Yeah, we're going to get that
a bit more. I don't sound like R2D2 on it. I sounded a bit better, but I mentioned at the beginning that we have been getting a rough week with our neighbour who decides to party until 4 o'clock in the morning, but.
Everyone loves that. Who doesn't like to be woken up when you've got a small kid?
I love listening to the Last Go 8 times in one night. It's fucking amazing.
What did you want to get into first, anyway?
Just our week. I mean, like obviously it's been a slow one for you.
A little bit.
You're a boring old man.
Leave me out of it. I've got my responsibilities. I've got an adult life to live now.
So I did. Season 1 of Stranger Things in 2 nights. You know, I was kind of lucky. I had a bit of time just to sit and watch it all.
What?
I fell in love with it all over again.
Did you just say you watched a whole season in 2 nights? Okay, I get that there's not that much in that season, but Jesus Christ.
Well, some people play on Xbox for 4 hours at a time. I sit and watch movies. So.
Yeah, that show was so good.
Yes, it was. And season 2, I think it's been released. It was originally going to be released on the 31st of October, which is, of course, Halloween. But it got loads of shit. Loads of people taking a piss, laughing, saying, oh, they've got to use Halloween to try and sell their show. So, like, okay, fine, we'll bring it out on the 27th then. So I think it's the 27th. It's coming out now, season 2. So watch this space.
Yeah, I love that they're just so confident. It's like, need Halloween to release a good show. Bitch, please. It's just like their marketing guy just like walked into the office like something out of Wolf on Wall Street. It's like, bitch, we gotta move our date, motherfucker. I'm gonna show these people.
I'll tell you what though, watching it, I mean, okay, like out of context, because obviously it's a show about a grieving mother looking for a son, right? Mm-hmm. But it did awaken the confused boner I get for Winona Ryder because I don't know what it is. That woman's amazing. I know she's a bit strange, and she's a bit people are a bit undecided about her. But Winona Ryder for me, whoo,
she's not bad. I'm not gonna lie.
And there's that famous clip of her at the was it the Emmys or something like that, where she was like completely spaced out, and you got David Harbour, who's new Hellboy, by the way. He's the sheriff in it, and he's giving his acceptance speech and stuff like that, and she's just completely spaced out.
Do you know what would be funny?
Doing all this.
Putting her next to Jim Carrey on the catwalk, just seeing Jim Carrey walk around her 5 times. Did you see that?
No.
He was on like he was trying to get someone was trying to do an interview with him on for like some. Mate, I've got no idea the context. I just saw the clip, but he just kept walking around her, just staring all around. She was trying to ask him questions, everything, and he was just absolutely trolling the shit out of this reporter. It's funny as how Winona Ryder next to him. That would be brilliant.
Jim Carrey was actually in the news this week about doing something like that. He was at Fashion Week or something like that.
I think that's what
it
was.
Some reporter came up to. Yeah, she was like, "So, have you not got much to do? What are you doing here, Jim?" He goes, "This is meaningless. I was looking for something, the most meaningless thing to do," and she was just like,
"Thanks for insulting everyone." Oh, brilliant!
I love Jim Carrey. I love him. Yeah, so Stranger Things really good. I'm really looking forward to it. And actually, I don't want to spoil it. But there's one of the cast out of Stranger Things in the new It movie. And he's I was thinking, cast this child in another 80s style movie. So yeah, he's in it.
Which one?
The main guy with the guy looks like he needs a mustache. I always forget his name.
Oh, the older one. Are we talking about the bully or the one with the camera?
The one with the no, he's one of the younger guys. He's one of the walk by me type kids. What's his name? Now you've done this to me now. After people Stranger Things.
Yeah, you need to get on that.
I need to find his character name. Oh, what the fuck is this shit? Oh, there we go. Stranger Things.
I could have just gone out and watched it before we did the podcast. That would have fixed everything.
Watch it. Was it last night? No. Mike. He plays Mike in Stranger Things. His name's Finn Wolfhard.
Oh yeah, I know which one you're on about.
The dark-haired one with the bowl cut. Yeah.
Finn Wolfhard. That is a fucking awesome name. Like when you get old enough to know what your name is properly, you'd have been like, yes, I'm gonna kill it. I am Finn fucking Wolfhard.
It's almost a pickup line, isn't it? Hi, baby. I'm Finn.
Wolfhard.
So yeah, fantastic show. Very what's the word? Nostalgic. Very nostalgic, you know. And season 2 looks amazing. It looks brilliant because obviously, following on from season 1, Will comes back. You remember?
Yep. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, sorry about that. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the show, in fact, if you haven't seen the show, season 1, it's your own fault, unless you can't get Netflix where you are. But anyway, he comes back. He's in the trailer, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, he's in the trailer, yeah.
For season 2. But at the end of season 1, he kind of goes to the bathroom halfway through a meal at Christmas, and he starts spewing up slugs, and then he starts seeing and hearing shit. And this picks up from it, season 2. So you see him, they're in an arcade, they're playing some game. Will steps outside and it all just melts. All the whole world, very Silent Hill, all melts to the upside down. And it shows him just standing there scared. And it's obviously a sign of things to come. He looks a giant monster tree thing in the background. It looks amazing. Oh my God, I can't wait for this.
Yeah, I hope they don't take it too big straight away, because it looks like, just from the trailer, that you know, when, how do I put this, when the first entry into a series or a film or whatever it is really low level and good because of it, and then the next one they're like, oh, the world's taken over by apes now. And it's like, just take us there slowly. Don't blow your load on season 2, please. But it looks like it could be amazing. And after the first season, like I kind of trust them to do what they need to do and do it correctly. So yeah, it's going to be a good one.
And as well, keep it to 8 episodes, because as daft as it sounds, I was complaining about Defenders only being 8 episodes and it's not enough. But I think they did it perfectly in season 1, because they weren't dragging it on. They didn't have to fill it up with little bits of backstories and things like that. They had to get on with it. Do you know what I mean? So they had 8 hours to squeeze all that information in. So every single episode you had, there was something. There was lots to do. There's lots to look at, and there's lots of it was really intense. They should do that.
Yeah, that's the difference. Like, you can get away with it if every episode that you have is 60 minutes long, and it's the quality of, like, you could have watched that in the cinema, and you could have stuck 2 together. You could have brought the ending forward, and it would have been a feature length 5-star film. You can't do that when you have like Defenders quality. Like, I'm saying this as the biggest Marvel guy you'll meet. I hated the Defenders. I thought it was a pile of shit. It was boring. You can't do that if you're boring the tits off people. So yeah, you're right. Stick it to 8. Like, leave it to 8 episodes. Make sure that your content, therefore, is amazing. And yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes as well after this.
Even after I've rewatched season 1, I would happily sit in a cinema for 8 hours and watch the whole thing in one go. I would do it. Cineworld do stuff like that all the time. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
Let me get back to my show. Right, I was going to run down it, but your girlfriend's gone to see it today and you left you here at home. So you haven't seen it.
It was between do a podcast with you or go and watch it and then struggle to fit a podcast in over the weekend. So I figured, you know what, let's get it done now, and we can always do like an extra 10-15 minute rundown during the week if need be.
You're gonna make me cry, man. You're gonna make me cry. Yeah, all I can say, it's worth all the praise it's getting. I'm not gonna go on about it too much, but you are gonna have such a good time.
Nice.
I've really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
So yeah, we keep. Are we gonna do that? We're gonna do something during the week, and we little slow tease out there for people then.
Let's fucking do this thing, man.
Do this thing.
Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about, have you seen the trailer for Geostorm?
Yeah, and I've got big problems.
Yeah, with Gerard Butler.
When a film does essentially 2012 with 1983 graphics, there's a fucking problem.
Hit the nail on the head there, buddy.
What the fuck was that? When there was like an overhead view of a plane getting all iced up, and it looked like something like, great, the new Microsoft PowerPoint 3D thing looks fantastic, but I don't want my Hollywood actors starring in films that look like they were created in that. Like, fuck off. Like, it
from 95, it looked awful. Yeah, in 98.
You've got to have like surely we're at the point now where if games can look as good as they do, why have we got certain films that have worse graphics than they do in cutscenes in games? It's like there is a lot of money behind them, and all they're doing is like a few like 5-second shots of these certain things. Surely that they can get the graphics looking better than that. Not that they look like overly shit. I kind of exaggerated then a little bit, but there are so many other films that just have a lot better graphics during like those kind of moments, and it just takes you out of it. Like, I was put off by the trailer.
A film called that I destroyed with Cara Delevingne. What's it called again? I forgot.
Fucking. It was that good. Valerian.
I'm saying, right, they wasted all that time, all that energy, and all that money making that film look so good, like, and it was awful. I would happily sit and watch a movie like Geostorm with that sort of content about that sort of thing, because There's a lot of things. There's a lot of factors going on in the world at the moment that's possibly changing the weather. They're going on about these big storms at the moment that everyone's struggling with, earthquake, and they reckon it's down to the carbon footprint. So like, I would like to see a well-made movie about that to scare the shit out of the world.
Yeah.
I'd like them to put that time and effort into a movie like that rather than just throw some garbage what Geostorm looks like,
Do you know what they need to do? There's certain films out there that, like, how The Revenant was like, it was almost what I class as a thriller more than anything, of that kind of like, holy shit, what is he going to have to go through next? They never took it to that step where they were like, explosions, man, look at this crazy shit that's going on. Imagine if they did just something like one of these disaster films without this getting miserable and like, well, it's like watching an Oxfam commercial. But have it been like, with all the shit that's going on in the States at the moment, and like flooding, hurricanes, tsunamis, all of this kind of stuff, and like heat waves in places, like you say, do something that's maybe a little bit more real, but you step it up and make it that level of emotional with it being less over the top.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Of just, real actors trying to get through stuff like this. That's the kind of thing that I want to see in those kind of films.
And also, you're feeding the conspiracy theorists, because there's a lot of, I don't know if you know about this, there's a lot of conspiracy theorists out there that believe that the government controls the weather, and they bring on these national and natural disasters in some circumstances. There's a lot of conspiracy theorists that believe that, and this is just going to feed them.
Yeah. Did you see that there was that person who posted up that group getting people to shoot Hurricane Irma, and basically put it up as a joke, and like thousands and thousands of people signed up to it, and it was just going to be I don't know whether it ended up happening or what's going on with it, but just thousands of people just like, yeah, we'll shoot at it. It's just like,
so now
what the fuck what are you going to do?
Hurricane. It's now fucking, technically it's a shotgun now. It's all this shrapnel.
It's a good idea.
I don't know when so many people.
I know what would make this safer. Buckshot. Fucking I don't want to come across like I'm like trying to insult an entire nation, but there are some stupid people out there.
I do.
But no, are you watching the news? Did I just hear the news go off?
Yeah, all that stuff about today. I'm gonna put it on silent now.
Yeah,
and I'm waiting. I've seen that explosion today, and it's terrible. But I'm waiting for the Facebook things to change and the lights to go on Houses of Parliament, and people be like thinking of London and all that sort of shit, just to let the terrorists know that we really know what they've done. You know what I mean? Like, I hate that. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Start waiting for it. Horrors and stuff like sort of fits in. There's a new Saw movie coming out. Have you seen that?
The new what movie?
It's in the trailer. A new Saw movie. It's a prequel.
A new Saw movie.
What's it called? Jigsaw. It's called.
I didn't realise that anyone in Hollywood had body parts left to cut off. Fuck.
That was neither here or there. That trailer came, and I was like, "Oh, another Saw movie."
I didn't even realise, so I think that puts it in context.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, more people being mutilated in strange, weird games, which, we're all used to now. I mean, I don't get shocked by those films anymore. I personally am not a big horror fan, to be honest. I mean, if I'm going to watch a horror, I'd rather watch something that's psychological and something that fucks with your head a bit. That's why I liked It so much, because it's really good at that.
Yeah.
Not into the slashes and the gory fucking Hostel and Saw and shit.
That's not scary. That's just like a gore fest for no reason.
I'm just like, okay, that's how he could die then.
Okay, that's another way. Noted. Moving on.
In fact, I saw that they'd interviewed Quentin Tarantino on how he would have directed the new Star Trek movie if he'd given a chance.
Yeah.
And he said he'd just like basically turn phasers to kill.
That's can't argue with that.
Yeah, I'd like to see that fucking Kirk getting shot in the fucking throat.
I've just got disgusting images. I'm sorry, I've just got horrible images of just Captain Kirk just like getting shot in the throat by tasers. I don't think I'm going to get over that.
Have you seen the trailer for the new Star Trek?
No.
Are you a big Trekkie? You like
I do. I like the new ones. I haven't seen the new trailer, but the recent ones, I'm so glad that they decided to go back and revamp them, because it's led to like there's the new series, Star Trek series that's coming out. There's games on the back of it. There's just film after film after film, and they're so good. They are so good.
Brilliant. I love them. I really do love them. I love the new cast as well, and people aren't going to agree with it. Oh, I prefer Leonard Nimoy and I prefer William Shatner.
Yeah,
well,
get out of here.
Dead and nearly dead. So
yeah.
Shut up. Sorry, I have to say it as it is. I love them. I thought J.J. Abrams is a fucking genius. Like, and the guy, he can do whatever he likes. He's just been signed up for the new episode 9.
Yep.
I think he's been signed up for Star Wars.
It's going to be awesome.
Give me more of that. I want that. I can make anything, honestly. That guy, I mean, imagine Michael Bay. Imagine what Michael Bay would do to Star Wars.
He'd fucking destroy it. It's just like, oh, what? Mr. Bay, the X-Wings transform now? It's just fucking Megan Fox jumps out of it, takes her helmet off, swishes her hair around, and the light just catches a fucking Neanderthal scalp just right. Oh, fuck off.
Oh, God, that'd be so Sam Wiki, yeah. Shia LaBeouf come running out waving a lightsaber around drunk. You black, I'm gonna fuck you up, bitch. Oh, my God. Oh,
crazy.
Right. So anyway, the point I was trying to make, I was going on about these trailers in the movie, and they came up with. Do you remember a film called Flatliners? I think it was Kevin Bacon made it.
Yeah.
What? Where they kind of killed themselves and then brought themselves back.
Yes. Yeah. Roughly.
Yeah, it's a bit freaky, a bit cheesy, a bit freaky, and they've remade this, another reboot. Hey, just what we need. But they've rebooted it with Ellen Page from Juno and from X-Men
and from
lovely
and from the Naughty Dog games.
Was she in that?
What?
Was she in that?
No, I'm just throwing slander.
Oh.
Throwing shade, mofo.
Oh no, she was in that game, wasn't she? Wasn't she in that game?
No. She was, but she wasn't.
Free game.
Yeah, it was Ellen Page.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Let's face it.
So yeah, Flatliners. It looks good. I mean, obviously they can take any old 80s shit now and throw a modern spin on it and make it look amazing. But as far as reboots go and horror movies, we were talking about this last week. I think this looks quite good. I'd watch it.
Yeah,
I was having
to be honest, I can't really remember the what's the name, the first one all that much. Like when you said what it was about and with Kevin Bacon, I kind of remember, but man, I'm so out of the loop with fucking trailers this week. So out of the loop. Man, yeah. I need to start scrubbing down, don't I? Doing my homework.
I want to watch the original It as well because I haven't seen that since I was a kid, and I should have watched that. I don't know. I should have watched it and then gone and watched the movie, but I didn't want to spoil it for myself, sort of thing. You know, I don't know.
Is that a good thing to do that though? Watch like an original and then the remake of it straight after, because at that point one of them's not going to be as good as the other. And like, if you're just watching the new one, you can just enjoy it for what it is.
I will watch the original though. I just want to see what the difference is. So Flatliners, watch out for that. We were just before we started, we were looking at a Miles Teller movie, which, by the way, I'm in love with Miles Teller. He was in Insurgent,
yep.
Divergent, all them films.
Insurgent, Divergent. conversion
in Fantastic Four, which I watched Fantastic Four, by the way, the other night. I thought, I've never seen this movie.
It was not fantastic, was it?
It was far from fantastic. And you know what, right? I started watching this movie, and it started off really well. I really enjoyed it. I was like, everyone's wrong. And I was like, uh-oh, because I have a problem with movies like this, because I kind of try to tell the world they're all wrong. So I was like, oh my God, this is starting really well. It looks amazing. I don't know what's the problem. And then it just
fell off a fucking cliff, didn't it? It just went pew. It's just like, as soon as I started seeing Doctor Doom, I was just like, we have literally done this already. Like, if you're going to redo it, do it fucking different.
Like, there's no, you don't see any of the city in it. You see Victor Von Doom. He goes, I am Victor Von Doom. And he's gone. He's gone. Like, there's no story to it. It's like, they spend more time building it up, and then they just gone. Okay, it was awful. Anyway, Miles Teller, I was going on about that before I destroyed the movie he was in. He was in Whiplash, which I don't know if you've ever seen Whiplash.
No, I didn't get around to that. I've been waiting for it to come on like Netflix or Now TV or something. I don't know if it's on there yet, but that was one that I did want to watch. Never got around to it. It's the one with it was the drummer, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I think it was on Netflix not long ago, so I don't know if it's still there or
okay.
Come back. But it's one to like turn the lights off, get some popcorn, cuddle up with your missus on the sofa and watch. It's really good. I watched it with my wife, and we were gobsmacked at how good it actually was.
Yeah.
It's really hard to watch, but it's really good. He's also in War Dogs.
Amazing film.
Love that film. He's like, and I'm in a country where I can't even get a fucking blowjob. It's so funny. Love that film so much. Where they drive through Iraq, the whatever they call it. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And you know what? That film shocked me, because I was like, oh my God, Jonah Hill's gone really fat again. I mean, I was worried about my own physical state. I was thinking, if he can get a fat that big, so can I. Oh my God. And apparently that film was made like a few years ago.
Yeah, it's pretty old.
A while to make. So I'm like, yeah, go Jonah. So anyway, his new movie. It's called Only the Brave.
Yeah. See, I don't know whether I'm more excited about him or the fact that Josh Brolin's in another film. Because Josh Brolin is just a fucking dude. He is dude.
And Jeff Bridges is in it as well. Them two together, fuck me, man. I'm definitely watching this movie. It looks amazing.
There's a lot of good actors in there. Yeah, so basically, Only the Brave is literally just caught the trailer about 5 minutes before, starting to record this. It's a bunch of firefighters that go and tackle the wildfires. And basically, it just looks like Josh Brolin is essentially he's the dad of the group. I think is the best way to describe it. He's got his lads that he needs to train up, get through a mission, and basically save the town. But it looks like it's going to follow all of the characters' stories with their families and everything. It looks like it could be like a bit of like a gut wrencher. Like I think there's going to be moments there where you've invested in characters and people is gonna die.
They could die.
Yeah, but no, it looks really good.
And I think it's based on a tree. It's based on the wildfires of 2013. 2013. I think there was a massive wildfire. Whoa, that scared the shit out of me.
What? My dog? Dog's part of the podcast.
That was loud down my ear. Anyway, wildfire firefighters fighting heroes. By the way, these guys are fucking heroes.
Yeah.
So
absolutely,
it looks like it's made brilliantly as well.
Yeah. The fact that like stuff, because there's fires like that been happening recently as well. Obviously, like all over. God, just so bad what's going on in America at the moment. Like it's just disaster central. The fact that there are groups of people that have to tackle these, like it's not like there's a building on fire. It's not like it's a factory that's gone up and you can like stand back and just you've got to go in there to rescue a cat off the top floor. This is like miles and miles and miles of just complete inferno, just like a brick wall of just death. And the fact that like it comes down to individual peoples to tackle shit like this it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that's out. When's it out? I'm trying to look now. I think that's a while yet before that's out. Coming soon on IMDb.
No.
We've talked.
Never do that again. Please.
I always have to take it there. So we've talked about Kingsman in great depth. We talked about Borg McEnroe in great depth.
How did we even talk about that in great? There's no depth to fucking go into. Fuck me. The shit that they turn into a film.
And yet it's scoring quite well already.
I'm gonna do a documentary about the omelette I made last week. Fuck it. I'm gonna get Shia LaBeouf to put on a chef's apron and a hat and flip an omelette and make it into a drama. Because apparently you can make films like that.
It'd be better than Geostorm. I can tell you that now.
CGI omelette flips.
There is fuck. Oh, right, let me not coming to see what's on the movies now. Okay, this is looking dire as fuck. This is a great show. Welcome to Thors-Kin, where we talk about nothing.
I reckon we should move on then. I reckon we should push it along. If everything is looking kind of, if we're scraping the barrel on movies and we're going back to fucking Borg McEnroe, I think we need to move on. So, should we switch it up?
Man, let's... Whoop.
I tell you what, we need to get this internet shit sorted out because I'm like looking at you talking then, and there was just nothing coming through. Sort your internet out. Right, so I kind of wanted to move on to Lawbreakers. It's been catching my eye a little bit recently. So we're switching up from films. I'm kind of moving it on to games a little bit. And Cliffy B, the guy behind Gears, gave us the greatness that is Gears. He kind of moved on at his own studio, set up a new... What?
Did you say greatness with Gears? Greatness?
Yes.
Averageness with Gears.
Fuck you.
We've always had this argument.
Gears is...
I stopped you mid-sentence.
Gears is greatness. Gears is greatness.
During the talk about...
Gears is like Master Chief's right testicle. He could still whack that thing round your face and knock you the fuck out.
I liked we were playing that survival mode. I liked playing that. That was fun. As far as the main game goes, I've never been so bored. Just hide behind a wall, peek over and shoot. Run in a straight line, hide behind a wall, peek over and shoot. Hide behind a wall, peek over and shoot.
You're full of shit. There's so much fucking story. And like, oh my god, have you played through all of them 1 to 3?
I think I played through. I completed one. I remember I completed one.
Yeah.
I was like, yay. And then 2, I kind of got. There was a great bit where you're on top of this great big thing, and you're shooting things, and you got to protect the big thing that you're on.
The thing.
It's the graphics are great, but it's just, and the story's great. But essentially, you're just running in a straight line. Like there's.
What else do you do on Call of Duty? You run in a straight line. There's less to do.
And I'm not too keen on them sort of things. I mean, I like a nice open map, and I don't know. They just never captured me. That's all. I'm not saying they're bad. For me, they're bad. I don't know why I went into Cornish accent then. For me, they're a pile of turd, but you know.
Well, you're full of shit. You're completely wrong, and your opinion isn't an opinion. I'm fact, and there. So fuck you.
Corey Taylor said this shit. It's shit. So it's shit. Okay.
Fuck you. Yeah. Anyway, Cliffy B has put out a new game, Lawbreakers, and long and short of it is it's flopped like Optimus Prime's dick. Basically, just fucking clang on the ground. No one was interested. I
like that.
Last time I checked, there was, I think, 100 and something people playing. 100 people, 3 digits. Okay, that was right. Just for the sake of being objective, that was Steam numbers, so that's just PC. So it could have more on PlayStation. I have no idea, but 100 people, and basically, I just it's like an Overwatch cross Call of Duty arena style anti-gravity thrown in there for a bit of good measure type games, and just no one gave a crap, really. No one picked it up. It dropped from like a couple of thousand down to the hundreds consecutive players like over the course of a week, and just no one is giving a shit about this game. And basically I read a thing that well, a headline. I haven't actually had time to read the article. I saw it today and we were like, right, we need to get in on a podcast quick. So I'm sure there's more to it, but basically the title read, Cliffy B, basically, I think I need to be more of a dick to save my game. Less of a dick, rather. Because basically he's so outspoken and he pisses people off that people are just like, no, fuck you. I don't want to support your game. You're a knob.
We'll come back. Well, we won't come back to it. We'll just throw him in dickhead of the week for later, then, shall we?
And it's just like, yeah, I don't know. He's always got to like throw insults at people, and like like people would genuinely ask him about, you know, is it coming to Xbox? And he was like, it took like 5 or 6 insulting articles to get around to, oh, I'm getting a lot of shit thrown at me here. Yeah, we might put out like an Xbox version of it, and then even then, when he put that out, he was like insulting the people that kind of like actually put him on the map. And again, that's not like a console war comment. It's just like a genuine, like he just insults a group of people at a time, and off the back of it, he's got a studio full of people. I hope they end up finding new jobs, because I guarantee you they're gonna fucking lose them. But like his attitude has led to an absolute flop,
and it makes me worry, because I mean, obviously they're always going to come out with games to sell. You know, they make so much money off them, like original ideas. Like, how many games are we seeing now that's flopping because people just don't care? I mean, they're either too invested into games like Call of Duty or Destiny or Halo or FIFA, even things like that they're just too scared. They don't give a shit about the new things. I mean, you're even seeing a resurgence of old Sega games and Nintendo games that are all people about. They're re-releasing all the old consoles and stuff. Are we running out of ideas for games now?
I kind of think so, and I think the problem is that it's taken a while to get to like the power differential that we're at the moment with the new consoles, where basically, to my understanding, what's going on is essentially that all of the engines that we're still using are made for last gen. The architecture and the power that they can actually push, they're giving developers sort of like tools that are almost still last gen. There's tools going out to them that are bringing things forward, but the core element of games is still last generation. So it's still run down a corridor, shoot. Oh, we've got open world now. Do side quests. Do a fetch quest. I've talked about it a couple of times. I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn at the moment, and it is probably in one of my top 5 games that I've enjoyed. I'm so fucking into that game. But their side quests are like, go fetch a spear. I've been shot in the knee by an arrow. It's like, yeah, I've heard that one in fucking Skyrim. Like, fuck off. Like, I've done all of this before. There's like, okay, there's like some elements to that game that are like overly redeeming for me to put it on a pedestal. But even games like that I can put on a pedestal, there's elements to it that are so mundane. And I think that's why games like Destiny have taken off, because they're the only new thing that have come out this generation. That pseudo MMO, that shared world, okay, we can get in and grind on a console. Like, not World of Warcrafty, but like taking Call of Duty or Halo and taking those PC elements to it almost in that terms of like we're going to put thousands of hours into this single game. I think that's why they've taken off, because they're the only new experience. You know how last gen, like, in fact, let's rewind further. We had like PlayStation 1 3D graphics, PlayStation 2 nailed the 3D graphics, and then 360 was like, now we've got online gameplay. And this generation is like, we're nailing online gameplay. I think Destiny and Division and what we can see with like the quality in Halo 5's online mode. He says specifically online mode. Like, we're seeing that kind of online element absolutely like just nailed, and things with like PUBG as well, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, like just that we're gonna see an absolute boom of that battle royale style game. But all I'm seeing at the moment is just people playing Destiny 2. I stick up my guide and it's just like Destiny. I'm like, fuck off.
It's current, but you know what? I mean, it is going to be popular. It's always going to be popular because it's new, but it's not making it doesn't seem to be making as much noise as the first one did. The first one was like everywhere. It was like, I suppose because it was a brand new concept, wasn't it? It was like a Halo COD hybrid almost, wasn't it?
I don't know. If you hit up Twitter,
I haven't...
literally just the conversation is it's just full of people posting their light level, and it's like hashtag raid ready on everything. It's like, I don't give a shit what you're ready for. I'm ready for fucking bed. Shut the fuck up.
And Destiny kind of, because like I said to you before, I can't afford to be buying like a game every month. And anyway, like I had COD, right? And COD, I'd come home from work, I'd meet my buddies online. Sometimes there'd be about 8, 9, 10 of us online, and we'd all have a real good night. We got all really excited to get the new COD. Things are going back to the way we were. Going to meet everyone online. We're gonna have a really good night. And then I'm sat there waiting for people to come on, and they're not coming on because they're playing fucking Destiny.
Yeah,
I was just like, I'm not buying that game as well. The fuck is wrong with you people? So I lost a lot of friends gaming wise to Destiny, and then I bought it. I bought it late, and I couldn't play with them because I wasn't a high enough level. It was so much bullshit. Honestly, I've never seen something like it. Fuck you, Destiny.
That's what I don't get about it. It's like, if you miss the boat, like, that's it. You're locked out. And unless you keep up with the people and you're sort of like rowing as fast as they're rowing, so to speak, it's like you've got to choose a group of people to go through it at that same pace. Otherwise, you just get left behind. Yeah. And I don't know.
I've got a busy sort of family life and stuff. So, I mean, I've been playing a lot of Metro lately.
Right.
Free. Oh my god, I love that game. Why have I never played that game? Also because of what Xbox was saying about how we should go back and play it and give it a go.
Yeah.
And I did. But I can't sit there for as many hours as some people would sit there for like 4, 5, 6 hours playing that fucking thing while the missus at work or something, and I can't do that. I get murdered.
I think part of like my problem as well with like, I made a decision pretty early on that I wouldn't be supporting Destiny just long term. It's like owning both consoles, so I can sit here and just I can get whatever actual software on there I want. So again, people are going to take this as like a console war kind of thing. Genuinely isn't. This is just like a real ass point of view. When you lock out or allow a company to pay you to lock out DLC so that it only arrives on one console after the sequel is released, you can fuck off. I am not putting a penny in your pocket. And after that first shit show where like you get charged for the base game and then you get charged again for the like full price for the DLC, but then they only package it together, so you've essentially got to pay the extra price because they justify the extra price because they're packaging in the base game as well. I'm like, no, you can eat my shit. Like, that's how much I'm going to support you from now. 20 years time when we're on Destiny, probably Destiny 3, because it fucking drags the fuck out. I'm still not going to support it. Like, down to all the little things. It's just like I hate it when like companies get like crazy into like the marketing deals, and I'm seeing like stupid shit of like the whether it's like the full game or the DLC, you know, where they sell it on the cards, like the downloadable cards.
Yeah.
There's this is going to sound really petty, but it's the principle behind it of like not like the consumer element. I was seeing like the cards where it's like $34.99 on PlayStation and then $35 on Xbox because there's a marketing deal. It's like, it's not the point, like a penny, and moaning about a penny sounds pathetic. It's the kind of like, you're going to that extremes of like that tedious fucking extremes. I was like, what's going on? Like, why?
When they charge you extra for the day one release or for I don't know, a pre-order release, and it's a bit more expensive, you get a few extra little toys to start off with, and then they go, oh, you don't get this or you don't get that, and you've got to pay more, and people are just going to pay it, aren't they? And that's the problem, is people are just paying it. So the more people that do that.
I was speaking to Chris, you know, Chris, personal friend of ours, like they were saying like they've put like overall £300 into Destiny 1 between the two of them for one game.
Yeah.
Okay, they've got like 2 copies, but the way that they've kept up with it, 300.
Still, it's £150.
Exactly. It's just like, how can you put that much money into okay, if that's all you play, fair enough. I understand, but there's no reason when that game is essentially just a game's worth of content. Why is that not 40, 60, 80 pound? Why are we talking double?
Exactly, and I don't know. Are games going to carry on doing this, or are they just going to have they learned the lesson? Because I mean, Battlefront would have made a lot more money if they would have been a bit more trustworthy, wouldn't they? I mean, a lot of people dropped the game, didn't they? They bought Star Wars. They were pissed off with how much content they got after paying the full price for a game.
Yeah, so this is the thing with DLC, and I'll give you some specific examples with this, right? When Battlefront 1 came out, obviously they pissed a lot of people off with the way that they did the DLC. Kind of like it, I think it was like nearly November time when they were announcing what the 4th pack was with the Rogue One DLC, and you'd owned the license for like nearly a year by that point, and you were just finding out what your investment was for. And like overall, that game, it was all right. What if you go in with the DLC? But overall, it's not a good way around to doing things, and they learnt their lesson because Battlefront 2 doesn't have a season pass. It's just got free map packs. And the reason why that's a good thing, like giving you an actual example, is if you go back to an interview that one of the guys from 343 who was around in the Bungie days, when they released the DLC for Halo 3, they released 3 parts to that. Part 1, they lost 50% of the player base. Bear in mind, at this point in time, Halo 3 is the shit. It's the game. That's it. Just you're on Halo 3, or you're just discovering what Call of Duty is, this new kid on the block. Map Pack 2, they lost another 50% of who was left, and Map Pack 3, they lost another 50%. So what you're left with is, at the end, not only is it you're splitting your player base up into 3 or 4 chunks, people who only own the base copy and then each of the map packs, but your overall player base is dwindling anyway. You sat there sticking a middle finger up to the people who made that initial investment, and they're like, well, game's moving on and I'm not ready to move with it, so I'm going to move on to a different game. You're basically paying for their bus ticket to go to somewhere else. So the way that obviously Halo,
this is what I was saying.
Yeah, the way that like Halo 5 have done it, they didn't charge for it, and they've got the highest retention rate since Halo 3. It works.
Yeah.
Don't charge for your map packs.
Yeah.
And once you have that player base there as well, just stick some cosmetic microtransactions in there, stuff that doesn't affect the game. If that pisses you off, if you're not a microtransaction guy, fair enough. But if it's for a shiny helmet, that does not affect you.
Well, it works, and it does work because I was a massive fan of Forza Horizon, and I didn't buy all the I didn't buy any expansion packs. I would just buy the odd car pack that I would like. If there's a certain car in that car pack, I'd buy it.
Yep.
And it wasn't an advantage to anyone else because there was other people with the cars or anything like that. And they should stick to that. It didn't affect the base game. You didn't lose all your players playing the expansion pack. There's still your players playing. That's, and so, yeah, you can kind of go half and half, can't you? Like you said, microtransactions, keep your map packs free, and gain that trust back from people. They fucked people over with Battlefront. They really did. I'm glad I didn't buy it because I remember on the build up, there's me, you, Matt, and a few of our friends here and there that were really excited about the game. They bought it and they were just they were so disappointed with what they got. Half a fucking game for full price, So hopefully, I mean, I'm psyched for Battlefront 2. I really want to get that.
Yeah, I think I think from what I've seen, they've learned their lessons, both sort of like in terms like gameplay element wise, the way that they're doing the heroes, vehicles, game modes, online, money, like the actual give me your money side of things. They're doing it right. It's going to be awesome. I think that's what we're kind of going to see. Is like this generation is like the birth of those. They've tried and tested all of that DLC. There are certain games that have figured it out that can justify it, like Destiny and The Division, and what we're going to see with Anthem, which is the one shared world type loot grindy game that maybe I can get into. It looks phenomenal. I hope it isn't too grindy. I hope that. Well, I suppose if you get hooked on it, I suppose the grind is that's the hook. I think a lot of Halo guys and Call of Duty guys picked up Destiny and was like, oh, what's this gameplay loop? And then that's it. It's just like a fucking drug. So I think that's kind of like, just to wrap up like how we got into that is, I think that's going to be this generation. These next 0.5 consoles is going to be allowing devs to put more power and gameplay elements into that.
And soon, the main problem we're going to have is there's going to be children in sweet shops. There's going to be so much. There's going to be so much choice out there.
Yeah.
So you can have people playing Anthem, people playing Halo, people playing COD, people playing Destiny, people playing whatever's going on at the moment, and you're not going to have like all your mates in one place.
Yeah, and that's what happens is when you're going up against that, that's when you get a lawbreakers. You make a few mistakes, you piss a few people off, and it's like, got other stuff to do. It's just too much choice. Yeah. But
yeah. Oh, by the way, I know we don't talk about football, but it's gaming, so I'm going to go on it. I tried the new FIFA demo. Did you try it? I know you're not really a big FIFA guy.
No. Yeah. No. Get out.
Bullshit. It is the exact same game that they released in 2015, just with a little bit more shading, and it's the same menus like we were talking about with Xbox before. I know it's a football game. I get it. It's going to look the same. I know the teams are the same and the players are the same, but nothing has changed from like the menus, the setup, everything is all exactly the fucking same, and it really pisses me off. So no, not doing it. So I just had a massive whinge on my personal Facebook yesterday, and I got a load of shit off my friends. Alex is always whinging, blah 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 blah. But I explained that FIFA for me was one of those things that's always about when I was a kid. When we were bored during the summer holidays, we'd play FIFA. We'd have tournaments. I'd have my cousin around. I'd have my friends around. We'd play tournaments. We'd have a laugh. I used to do it even, as a grown man. We'd have all the guys around, beers, FIFA, and that. And I've fallen out of love with it, and it hurts.
It's because it's got shit. That's the long and short of it. They decided to start zooming the camera out, going, oh, let's get technical. It's just like, no, let me run down the wing, put a cross in, and do 3 somersaults and then a bicycle kick and make it work every time as long as I get the line right. It's like 2003 FIFA was the last good one.
I was going to ask you as well, moving on very quickly. Have you heard all this noise about the new South Park game, by the way?
No, what's going on?
Oh my god! So the new South Park game, The Fractured Butthole. Everyone's been waiting ages for this game, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's really excited. But it's caused so much controversy before you even start the game. So you have a slider, you have a character stood there, and you have your difficulty slider, easy, hard, right? And the more hard that you go up with a slider, the darker the character's skin gets. I'm not even joking. So
What?
the hardest setting is a full-on black guy. I'm just like, what?
What? Why would they even do that?
I don't know.
Oh my god. They are going to get a shitstorm.
Apparently, there's had mixed reviews from both white and black folk. Some black folk are like, well, yeah, that's real life, I suppose, And there's some that are like, what the fuck, South Park? Like, it could work for him, it could not. I don't know.
Oh god, that's going to divide so many people. It's just like...
Why? Why would you do something like that?
Yeah, I'm a bit in shock and awe of like whether I'm like... Have you just done like a dickish thing, or is that like completely hilarious? Like, what?
Yeah, that's
thrown me. That as
it's funny. It's funny. Even more controversial than Mario's nipples.
No, Mario's nipples. Fuck me. Slow news day much.
Okay, so I was getting the reason I found that is because I went on my saved pages on Facebook to look at my dickhead of the week.
I think it's time. That's the new sound effect.
Okay, so you may have remembered last year there was a guy called Martin Shkreli. Do you remember him? You worked in the NHS, around the NHS. You may know his name.
No,
he was the guy. He created an amazing drug for cancer.
Yes, I know who you're on about.
And then he like priced by like 600% or something ridiculous. Yeah, and he went to jail for it. I think he got in real big trouble for it. So he created an amazing drug for people, and said, "Well, if you want this drug, that's probably going to keep you alive a bit longer. You're going to have to like, basically, and give me all your money." He was labeled as the most hated man in America because of this. Rightly so as well. Cunt, right? Well, he's in the news again this week. I'm going to find the exact quote he used. He's basically been arrested for... At first I read it. He wrote something about Hillary Clinton, and he's been arrested for it. And I thought, that's the Clinton family and US politics going too far. They've arrested someone for writing something on Facebook. What the fuck? Let me read to you his comment, okay? The Clinton Foundation is willing to kill to protect its secrets. So on HRC's book tour, try to grab a hair from her. I must confirm sequences I have. I will pay $5,000 per hair obtained from Hillary Clinton.
What?
He's basically encouraging people to grab a handful of Hillary Clinton's hair and give them to him, so with a follicle, so he can do tests on it.
That's some next level weirdo shit.
This guy, I mean,
what does he even want it for?
To test. I mean, I guess he wants to do a DNA. I mean, there was rumors that Hillary Clinton had been swapped with somebody else.
What, like there's a lizard underneath her or something? No, what does he expect to find?
Happened to her, and somebody had plastic surgery to look like her. It's a weird conspiracy that was going on around during the election, but it's a genuine fucking thing.
Do you know what would be hilarious? Is if he did it and then like went on like live TV and pulled the mask off and it was Donald Trump underneath there.
Fucking Bill Cosby. Hey. So yeah, that's my dickhead of the week. You can't. I mean, I'm all about freedom of speech. Say what the fuck you want on Facebook as long as it's not offensive. And even then, like, I mean, trolls. A lot of trolls deserve to be thrown off a cliff. To be honest, it's concerned. You throw yourself in that arena, you deserve a bit of, give and take. It's always going to happen.
Yep.
But willing people to do that is a bit much, and I think he.
Well, I don't know. I disagree with you. I think I'm actually putting him in the hero of the week category, because if anyone can start encouraging people to go out and start yanking Hillary Clinton's hair, I don't know. Just I'm up for that. Not condoning violence or anything like that.
Oh no, because we never do our Thors-Kin.
But go out and do it. Go out and do it. I'll give you $5,000. I'll fucking take a loan out, or I'll pay the interest on that motherfucker.
So yeah, that's my dickhead of the week. I mean, whether it's justifiable or not, whether it's the wrong thing to say or whatever, you still can't say stuff like that, especially a guy who's classed as the most hated man in America.
Yeah, you kind of risk yourself coming across a little bit weird when you do stuff like that, don't you? Just kind of.
So yeah, and yours was the guy we were talking about earlier, yeah, from...
I wouldn't say so much dickhead of the week. He is a dickhead. It did happen this week. It was more just, I don't know. I kind of feel for the guy at the same time, because I'm like, right, yes, you're a knob. Yes, you made some, like, he said some stupid shit. But, like, there's a lot of effort. I'd have preferred for it to completely flop and the studio go under and everyone be like, right, we're having to search for new jobs. We found new jobs. But when it's like you see them struggling to keep like 100 players playing, it's like seeing a cat drown. And it's like, I could just reach in and grab the cat and pull it out of the water. But it's so... like, I'll leave you. So, yeah. Do you want to do superhero bar fight?
X Factor audition, that guy you kind of feel really sorry for. You want to put your arm around him and like, it's okay, mate, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Do you want to do superhero bar fight?
Superhero bar fight!
We need to get the X Factor guy to do that. I'm sure I've got his phone number somewhere.
Number generator. Where are you? Okay, here we go. 3. Have you got them up? 3 and... Right, 3 and 2. Which is... Fuck you. 3 and 2. Which is... Hulk versus Superman. What the fuck?
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Mammoth fights Hulk and Superman.
Hulk versus Superman.
I want you to take a lead on this one.
Right, okay, so I've got to admit, I don't think there would be a winner. I think this one would end up in a complete draw. If Bruce Banner went out and got some kryptonite, yeah, he wins. Okay, if Superman, I don't know how the fuck you stop Hulk turning into the Hulk, but I'm sure there's a way. There's always like a loophole. There's always like, well, actually, on page 23 of the small print, you'll find their weaknesses are. It's like, no, like they're both bringing their fucking like. They're turning up with fucking stonkers, like fucking rock hard dicks, and just smashing the shit out of each other on it. Right, so Superman is... He's going to start out smashing the shit out of the Hulk. But the more he starts smashing him, the angrier and more powerful the Hulk's going to get. And that just keeps going and going and going. There is no end to that. You put that back on Superman, and you can.
Superman's a pussy.
You can overcome like there's a certain point where you start where you're stronger than him, and I think that there's a video. I've seen a fucking video on YouTube of it as well, and basically what happens is Superman basically flies back out into space, and he has to recharge, and he's chilling out in the sun for a bit and comes back down, recharge, and kills the Hulk basically. I think they would just They're both
I think they'd
limitless
flatten the
powers.
city. They'd flatten a city. I mean, like they start off in a bar, okay, and Clark Kent is having a drink with Bruce Banner. He's interviewing him. Hey, you're a scientist, blah 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 blah. Oh, but by the way, and then he makes a pass at Lois Lane. Bruce Banner does, and Clark's like, "The fuck, bro? Step up, Kool-Aid, bitch."
Clark Kent's like, what the fuck, bro? Oh, I so want to see it. I want to read this comic. Yo, what the fuck, bro? Yo, bro, you staring at my girl?
He's like, hey, bitch, I only like redheads. She's the only redhead here. I'm going on Amy Adams. And I'm fucking horny as fuck, bitch. You can't tell. She's her own woman. Look how miserable she is. Blah, blah, blah. And she's chatting to that guy over there anyway because you're a miserable, boring fuck. And he's like, hey, I'm not boring, you prick. And he pokes him in his chest and he goes, don't make me angry. You don't want to see me when I'm angry. He goes, ah. And then Clark Kent runs away, goes to the toilet, comes bursting through the wall. Hey, green guy, you want to do this? And then they start smashing shit out. First of all, everyone in the bar dies. Okay,
yeah.
The bar's just gone. They smash up the whole town, throwing each other around, punching each other. Now, I'm tempted to say, right, that Superman drags Hulk just up into space and leaves him. But we've seen Iron Man try and do that. I don't know how hard that would be.
It would be pretty hard.
That's just like some sort of fucking atomic punch into the air.
Yeah,
and then
he's been in space. He don't die. He's just like, I'll wait for gravity. Like I don't know. I don't think Superman's going to get a chance to do that.
It's that war of attrition thing again, isn't it? Because Superman can keep going, especially if he's red Superman that's red, angry, and he's in a frenzy. He's not going to stop. Hulk eventually is going to calm down and become Bruce Banner again, isn't he?
Not if he's getting destroyed. He's just going to keep getting stronger and stronger. I don't think there's a winner. I don't think you can. I think the what it comes down to is if there's a Martha moment. If he gets into Superman's head and like pulls out emo Superman, you know, like the Superman that's a little whiny bitch, and it's like, I'm struggling with my inner emotions.
The Superman that's canon, by the way.
Yeah, the Superman that's canon. Badass Superman with a beard and fucking, I don't know, just. It would be a draw all day long.
What's wrong with Superman just leaving the Hulk on the moon?
That'd be shit though. If I turn around to you, right, me and you are in a bar, right, I turn around and it's like, mate, your missus is looking fucking shit hot tonight, and you're like, what the fuck, Jimmy? And I'm like, right, let's get in the car, and I drive you somewhere and say, right, outside, me and you now, and you get out and I drive off. I have not won that fight.
But you can still. I just got this. I started laughing because I just imagine the Hulk just stood there alone, like ah, punch the ground, and that's it. Like he's got no one to shout at. He's just kind of like Hulk's sad. I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. I don't know. Maybe he could drive the moon into the Earth by kicking it. I don't know.
What would it take to kill Superman? That's the question.
Kryptonite, drain of the sun, or magic. They're the three things. Like Constantine is one of the many people that don't really have powers, but you could say a spell that just flattens Superman in an instant.
Right. What happens at night? Does it come to night time and it's like, right, I've got to go inside. It's my curfew now. Sun's gone in.
No, he's charged, and he keeps that charge. He's not. Superman gets charged by the sun, but it lasts for a while. But I think more he expends his energy, the weaker he gets. I mean, you've seen so many Superman movies where he gets beaten up and he gets all weak and all floppy and shit.
So, like, come 11:30 at night when the sun's been in for a few hours, he's gonna start fading. He's gonna start being like, mate, this has been a long ass day. We've been punching each other in the face for time now.
It's not fucking Twilight, bitch. It's a fucking vampire. I think they can both fatigue, can't they? They can both get tired.
Yeah.
And I know that. In fact, the Hulk can be hypnotized, can't he? Would Superman have the nerve to be able to hypnotize him? Because I know he can do the long good night or whatever it's called, the sweet good night or whatever the fuck.
I don't know. I reckon this fight's going to be going on while all of the rest of the bar fights take place.
It's going to be carrying on right up until Batman kicks the fuck out of Iron Man.
No, we won't. We've already been there.
We've drawn another difficult one, haven't we? I mean, it was difficult last week because it was so easy. But we did have a comment on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen that with Jean Grey got a thumbs up from one of our listeners. So we got that one right. No, I got that one right. You got that one wrong. Yeah,
I reckon some good Wolverine fingering would do it. She ain't doing nothing without that uterus intact.
Also, I mean, Superman's bulletproof, but is he Hulk-proof? Maybe just be ripped apart by Superman.
That's a good point. He could just like break him in two.
Could do. I mean, we did. Let's get the tacticians and the analysts out there to sit there and decide how strong Hulk is compared to Superman. Could he just rip him in half, dislocate his arms, or?
I'm pretty sure if you Googled that, I bet you if you Googled that, it wouldn't take you more than 3 clicks to find an answer to that. I guarantee it.
I'm going to do Hulk versus Superman. Who wins? This is cheating, though, isn't it? Surely.
What, asking Google to do superhero bar fight for us? It's kind of our jobs.
I reckon that. Hold on. Ordinarily, I call this fight for Superman, as eventually he would realize that Hulk just gets more powerful the more angry he gets, and back off until he calms down. That is the only rational way to beat the Hulk in normal circumstances. So yeah, leave him on the moon. Have a timeout.
Sit on the naughty step, Hulk. You've been a dick.
And then find Bruce Banner, strap him to trees and get him bummed.
What? Why did it go there?
It always goes there with us, mate. Well, I don't know, right? I worry about Superman's cape. I think you could wrap Superman's cape around his throat and strangle him. The strength of Hulk.
Yeah, but you have to be a fucking strong ass cape to like withstand the Hulk pulling at it and Superman resisting it. It's like, who fucking makes those capes? It ain't fucking Primark.
It's Martha.
Martha makes my capes. Right, let's wrap it up there. Thanks for coming out, guys, and giving us another listen. Always a pleasure putting on a show for you. So next week, I think during the week, I'm going to go out and watch it, and we'll do a little wrap up. I'm going to drop Al's bitching corner in a few days as well. So I think we're going to drop this maybe even Sunday. I might do a special treat for you. Give it to you a day early. But yeah, make sure you hit the like button if you did like it, and if you want to see more of it, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Can I just say as well before we go, very quickly, that you may listen to the show and you may enjoy it, but maybe you've got friends that might enjoy it too. So stop being selfish and share that motherfucker, okay? Because your friend might appreciate it, and just spread the word.
Share the love.
Share the love. Okay, ladies, we've been Thors-Kin. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
See you in a bit, bitches. Alexis, go.